What's up, guys and girls, and a very warm welcome, watchers. The sun is hiding and the magpie is casting. Coming at you guys right now with a live 1 versus 1 battle, fresh from the ladder. Featuring a spawning in the north, it's going to be our United States Forces player, Kanji, who, let's see, okay, I actually know one of these Kanji. This one here means like male or man or something, so it's something boy or something man as his name. Probably just going to call him Kanji, though. And spawning in the south, playing as the Vermac pieces, it's going to be Andre TC, who I have cast before. Quite a talented player, and if he keeps on the way he is going, probably an up-and-comer for the tournament scene and the more, I don't know, like, I hesitate to call it pro scene because we're still talking about Company of Heroes 2 here, which, let's face it, doesn't have like the biggest professional gaming scene. But yeah, he could be among the best if he keeps on going the way he's going. So let's see what he can bring to us. The map, of course, is going to be Angerville, as we've got our first scuffle developing up here. In the top right, got some riflemen going to start hooning on some pioneers who want no part of that fight. Nine, schnell, get out of here. So going to try and hide. Actually, getting the drop on the rifleman for a split second there whilst they're out of cover. Able to put some Dakka down from the windows here and spray down those riflemen. He might try it again. Yeah, he's going to try it again here just for a split second. So some crafty stuff here from Andre, and we can already see that, you know, based on antics like this that we see in the early game, this is probably going to be a reasonably high skill game. I mean, you know, as ever, I took it from the top of the live games lobby, sorry. So, yeah, I would expect to see some pretty talented stuff going down here. I mean, we'll see, Grenadiers here, kind of somehow counting as being in soft cover. I guess it's this little shrubby thing here helping them out. They're going to make a scramble for the building here, and they are going to get in, which means these riflemen, yeah, there we go, probably going to have to make themselves scarce, because that's not a fight they're ever really going to want to take in the open like that. On the left flank of the map, we've got some pioneers, we've got some rear echelons capping. If those two come to blows, well, we'll have to see, but it's usually pioneers who tend to run away with that. Indeed, actually, we've got grenadiers coming out to help them, so that's going to help too. Nothing too crazy here at the moment. Kanji locked in his commander, like, as I was doing the intros. He locked in Rifleman Commander, who a little bit less popular, what with the uprising of the Pershing and Calliope commanders. But yeah, we've got Rifleman, which is nice, because, you know, the Easy 8 is still a fantastic unit. Having Flamers on your Rifleman is still dope. And instead of the Vet Rifle call-in, they now get Fire Up! Allows Rifleman squads to use Fire Up, which increases their movement speed for a period of time, Commander. So yeah, we'll have to see if he's going to make any use of that. You know, I don't think I've ever really seen that ability be used, so I'm curious as to, like, how good it actually is. And indeed, how many munitions it costs. 15, okay. So yeah, probably loosely equivalent to sprint. We've got mixed skirmishes going around the map. Some riflemen found some pioneers here. Those pioneers are going to have to GTFO. That's not a fight they can take. The left flank has fallen into Axis hands, however. Andre TC doing quite well for himself there. Pushing away the rear echelons that were the only US squad in the hood. And going to be getting some capping done. These grenadiers here are actually taking quite a lot of fire, so they're going to have to probably do a runner in a sec. Nice concave here. Whoa, they actually picked one of the rifle squads right down to one man, though. Getting 3 or 4 rifleman kills here is pretty spicy stuff. So, Andre actually trading really nicely. I think it's safe to say he's definitely got the upper hand in these opening engagements. Look at the minimap, definitely going his way. And amazingly enough, he's just going hardcore grenadiers. There's no snipers, which we often see against USF due to their lack of convenient counters in the early game. No MG teams, which likewise can be very powerful against riflemen in the early game. So yeah, Andre TC doing pretty well for himself here. He's also got 3 really hench commanders. I do like these, and he's also very brave, actually, running without mobile def. Which, mobile defense is, let's talk about this for a second here. Mobile defense is like a ubiquitous commander that everyone's been running with, and there are some situations where it will stop you from dying in a heartbeat, and that's mostly because of the Puma. If you're getting steamrolled by a T-70, if you haven't been able to, you know, prevent the Soviet player from getting much fuel, the T-70 comes in a bit early, maybe it overruns your pack gun, maybe it overruns, you know, it just doesn't get tagged by a Faust. That early T-70 can be devastating. Same story against USF with a Stuart, albeit that arrives a bit later, and the AEC from the Brits. So having access to that Puma that comes in pretty soon, and, you know, not needing any tech for it, can actually be a lifesaver. And there, you know, we've seen it time and time again. Vermac player looking like he's on the ropes, calls in the Puma, able to stabilize and have a game. However, I just think that many players are just getting really used to this. and I've seen mobile defense in the ESL tournaments that I've cast be picked time and time again, but its win rate has actually been pretty low. So if the allied player is able to force the mobile defense doctrine, a lot of allied players these days feel very confident taking a late game against a commander which doesn't have Tiger tanks, doesn't really have anything especially good for the late game. And if the Vermac player was already under pressure and forced to choose the mobile defense doctrine, they often don't have the ability, the freedom in the game to get to tier 3 and get a Panther out. So I often just see mobile defense be a kind of like prolonged death sentence where players just die using Panzer Command tanks and Pumas to try and hold against things like waves of KV-8s and stuff that they just can't hold against. So as good as mobile defense is, and I do think it's a very, very good commander, it is refreshing to see Andre TC here running without it, learning to play without that sort of fallback. Because, like I say, a lot of times, even though you take mobile def, it feels to me like you're just prolonging the inevitable in some ways, and at least presenting a path to victory to the allied player. So anyway, that pretty much closes my thoughts about the mobile defense doctrine. Yeah, let's just say I'm happy and you know, it is refreshing to see Andre TC here running without it. Now, Andre TC, the left flank has collapsed. We just covered that fighting there on the camera. The Grenadiers, who were here defending it, have been forced back. Andre's going to go ahead and lock in his commander. He's gone for the Mechanized Assault Doctrine, so here's that commander there. I'm sure you're all very familiar with it, but of course, if you want to overview those abilities, just press pause on the YouTube channel now. So yeah, he's going to be running with the Mech Assault Doctrine. That's pretty cool. And it looks like he's going to be trying to take another fight over here, actually, just coming on in. Looks like Captain Tech going to be the tier of choice here for the American player, so we can probably expect a Stuart sooner rather than later. Andre, of course, has scouted this, so I'd be amazed if we don't see a pack gun coming out. In fact, he appears to have skipped his the Mechanized Company. This could be sticky. Let's cover this fight to begin with, but then I'm going to go check the tech in the Axis base, because that could be really dangerous. Anyway, good fight being taken here. Nice concave of units here for the German player. He's already forced back one American squad. He's doing quite a lot of work here. In fact, yeah, forces the others back. So, again, just by superior positioning, nice concave in good cover here. Able to take a fight against superior numbers. You know, these American squads are 5 men. And superior units. I mean, the American riflemen at this stage in the game with Garands just better than Grenadiers, really. So nicely done again from Andre TC. The right-hand side of the map is pretty much firmly in his command. He's got Grenadiers in what we're coming to call the Dream House here. A phrase I'm borrowing from GG the Machine. The Dream House here is just where you want to set up your buildings. Get your MGs. There's always a Dream House or two on every map. This is the Dream House for the Southern player on this map. And Andre TC owning it up right now. So let's go take a look. Yeah, see, I'm looking here at the Axis base, and there is no like the Mechanized Company. So he is, of course, going to be relying on this half-track call-in, which does, you know, gives you some Panzer Grenadiers. The Shrek upgrade is complete, so it looks like this is going to be his answer to the Stuart, which we now have from Kanji. So let's see how good Kanji's Stuart Micro is. Very nice from Andre TC, just getting these Grenadiers out and keeping them from taking any unnecessary shots from the Stuart. Although having said that, bang, they're going to risk one there, and now this captain coming in, probably going to force those Grenadiers back to cover. Now, the 250 half-track? Yeah. Going to angle in for some shots here. Grenadier squad getting low, but falls back in good time. And it's going to try for some shots. The Faust has already come down on the Stuart, actually, so these Shreks could actually mop up the Stuart. Not getting very much damage done there, actually, with the initial barrage. But, yeah, these Shreks, it's a really nice plan. You can see what Andre was trying to do. A little unlucky with the Shrek scatter there. They didn't actually find the hits, but if they did find the hits, that Stuart would be, like, really low on health. As it is, it's going to be okay. But Andre, yeah, policing the situation nicely. Like, look at I'll crack the minimap, seeing as how there's not, like, tons of fighting going on. But yeah, Andre's, like, policing the field really nicely. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing so far. And, like, Vermac players who play well just look like this. They just look really smooth, really slick. Like, everything's under control. They're, like, prepared for everything. They're ahead of everything. Like, the Allies have got some really fierce stuff they can do, you know, like a Stuart. But Vermac players who know what they're doing, they'll be ready in advance, and they'll have a plan for all of this kind of thing. And that is most definitely the case right now for Andre TC. Now, one thing that's slightly worrying, he doesn't have a Minesweeper. Now, luckily, there haven't been any mines placed out and about from the American player. Let's see. Oh, wait. Who builds mines for the Americans? Okay, well. Is it Riflemen who build mines? It can't be. Ah, well, whatever. That's strange. Oh, of course it's the... Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, so, okay, maybe he's not being that risky without the metal detector then. Lol. Oh, I'm such a pro-caster. You know what, I've never tried to hide the fact that I'm still very much learning the game. Like, I've played it for, like, 1,000 or more hours. I don't know how long I've played it for. Like a lot. But there are definitely still many things about this game that I don't know. Anyway, let's stop talking about that. Let's focus on this battle. Stuart manages to find the 250 half-track here. A couple of Shreks going to be getting on into the rear armor here. Oh no, stuns the 250, so the Panzer Grenadiers forced out here. And for some reason, they're unable to take these shots. There we go, finally finding them. Captain's going to get the bazooka rounds onto the 250, so that's down. These Panzer Grenadiers need to GTFO. They're on super low health. They're actually getting taken out by riflemen here in a nice position, and the Stuart, which is still alive, and they do go down. This is massive right now. Andre TC has no answer now for the Stuart, which is just going to slink back, repair itself, and then it's going to be locked and loaded and ready to go. Now, he does have the LMG-42s on 2 of his Grenadiers. They're putting up a spicy fight against the Captain, who's in this dream house. But, that's not going to be enough when the Stuart comes back. Where is it? It's, it is repairing right now. So this has been a really good game from Andre, but he just actually might die to this Stuart. He doesn't have the munitions for another set of Shreks. He could call in more Panzer Grenadiers, but he doesn't have the munitions for the Shreks. And he doesn't have a light mechanized company, so there's going to be no pack gun. And he's like an entire command point away from getting the Stug 3 House of E assault gun, or the Stug Light, as I like to call it. And like that's a long time. Like from 5 to 7 command points, well, from 6 to 7 command points is a long time to let a Stuart just be taking advantage of you, like with no resistance. Like that's going to be hard times. He's going to lose map control. He may lose some units. He's going to bleed manpower. So that is absolutely not what Andre would like. And I feel, I don't know, like there was some weirdness in this fight. Like the Panzer Shreks just weren't firing into the 250 half-track. So I do feel for Andre TC here. I think he came into this with the right plan, but it was a fragile plan. And as the plans often are for Wehrmacht. And yeah, so he's in a tight spot here. He's in a bad place now. This Stuart is gonna, no, I mean, there's nothing he can do about this Stuart for now. Wherever the Stuart goes, he's just gonna have to give it room and fall back. So, you know, let's see how well he's able to do so. Now, he has actually built his light mechanized company, and he is just hard building another set of Panzer Grenadiers. So this is clearly his preferred unit to deal with this, and he has, you know, scrounged up the munitions to get the Panzer Shreks on them. In fact, you know what, shortly he's going to have the manpower for a pack gun. So perhaps this window for Kanji here to make damage with his Stuart going to be a little less pronounced than I made it sound like. I thought Andre was going to be completely flat-footed, but by the time the Stuart repaired, it's actually seemingly going to be okay. Pioneers here going to be actually doing a pretty good work against these riflemen. Nice work there, dodging the grenade. So grenade research has come down for the American player. And that was really cool, actually. I don't know if that's the first grenade he's seen, but if it was, he was right on top of that. That first grenade tends to catch players off guard, you know. That's in many ways the most dangerous. But now he knows grenades are a thing, so we're gonna have to see if the American player can get some value out of these grenades later on in the game. Those flamers being put to good work here on the rear echelons. They have been burninating many Germans. Although not right now. Anyway, Panzer Grenadiers here at nice range, actually. These two STG-44s are actually going to really help. This is the exact range that Panzer Grenadiers love shooting at infantry. Grenade going to come down from the American player. That's a miss. I can hear an MG-42 hooning. Whoa! Whoa! The rear echelons get taken out. They drop the flamer, so this unit of Grenadiers now very well equipped. They got a ton of Dakar. They got the roast and toaster. They are set to rock, and except for against the Stuart. But we're going to see a Faust. There's the engine brake. And there's still two Shreks alive on these Panzer Grenadiers. Bing, bing, double hit. And that is now a very, very wounded Stuart. More Grenadiers in pursuit, looking for another Faust. It's not going to be forthcoming, but if these Grenadiers get up into this building, they can probably get some nice shots out from the windows on this side. And they are going to. Here come the shots. Ba-bam! And that is going to be a destroyed light tank for our American player, Kanji. Nice work here from Andre. Things were looking a little awkward there for a while, but he's policed the situation nicely. The situation on the left flank is spiraling a little out of control here, but he should be able to address that when needs be, and the right flank very much the most important one to be holding. He has also been cut off, so he's falling slightly behind in resources, but he does have enough for the Stug Light. It's so good, I can't believe it's not Stug. Utterly Stuggily. Okay, I'm out of margarine jokes now. So yeah, the Stug could enter the battlefield at a moment's notice, and that would be a pretty useful thing for him to have. But he is saving, so maybe he doesn't want to bring it in until he thinks he really, really, really needs it. MG42 has been added to the composition, and I like this. Remember, he still could control this dream house with it if he wants to. Yeah, MG42 is going to make a dash for the door. No, he's going to put it in the... Oh, he's hesitating a bit. He's going to go for this building instead. I do like that. This frontal building, he knows the American player has grenades. In fact, no, he's not going for any building. He's just going to deploy it in the open. Wow, very ballsy, but he does get the suppression down just in the nick of time, so I can't argue with his decision-making here. That does seem to be appropriate. And, yeah. Things looking pretty spicy here for Andre. I like what I see. And 15 minutes in, he's 100, well, let's call it 80 victory points ahead. As near as makes no difference. You know, I think he's taken good fights. The Stuart has been destroyed. He's lost a squad of Panzer Grenadiers, but in return he's destroyed some rear echelon troops, and of course that Stuart. Nice bundle grenade, going to force the American troops out of this building. These Grenadiers might be able to steal the building. Oh, and they do! Kanji just not quite paying attention there. So those riflemen are going to be forced back for no damage, really. These Pioneers are going to overrun these riflemen. Uh-oh, this isn't good. Oh, wow, MP30s are pretty spicy in close combat. Andre looking away for a split second, and the squad gets wiped. 3 Pioneers going down to a pineapple there. That is not the kind of fruit cocktail that you wanna be eating. So yeah, he's actually going to lose that fight. I thought for sure those 2 squads of Pioneers were going to take that, but nicely recovered there from Kanji, and he keeps a squad active on the left flank, which is going to be really important. Now, there's going to be no additional teching here, I wouldn't have thought, for Andre. He has the option of the Tiger in the late game, so he's probably fine there. And yeah. This MG42 is now in the dream house. There is a pack howitzer, here it is, for the American player, so that can counter this MG42 given time, but at the moment it's going to be hitting those Grenadiers you can just see on the right hand side of the screen. There we go, it has changed target, and it's now going to start bombarding the MG42. But the MG42's work is largely done. Large amounts of American infantry already suppressed out here, so they're going to have to fall back. The MG42 can then reposition, just pick another building, like whatever you want. You know, it could just hop into here for a bit. It is taking a couple too many hits here. Its health is getting whittled down quite nastily. Weapon rack research has finished for Kanji. BARs are here now. These these Grenadiers looking hung out to dry. Andre needs to fall them back. 2 of them go down almost instantly. He stays just an instant too long. And these Grenadiers are desperately trying to fall back right now. Oh, he's going to save the squad. Oh, that was so close, man. That was close. Yeah, Andre looking good then. I think if he'd have lost that Grenadier, this game would have been more or less even, like, except for the, well, yeah, it would have been more or less even. But yeah, saving that Grenadier, absolutely pivotal. If you look at the top left, look at the top right, like, having those 4 Grenadier squads is, like, the only, that is the bulwark right now against the chaos that is the American forces. That is the light the light against the darkness. So yeah, if he starts losing these core infantry squads, things are going to start looking really bad. He is actually floating 700 manpower, actually, though, so he can afford to replace them if he likes. This pack howitzer here, just taking some shots here. Just watching those shells drift in, how relaxing. And yeah, I believe this Roast and Toaster squad of Grenadiers here getting some work done. I'm not quite sure where. S-Mine's being deployed in a really nice place, actually, as well here. Going to be grabbing this this point on the left, just make it really annoying for his opponent to take. And actually, there's no metal detector. In fact, there's no rear echelons in the army right now for Kanji. So that's going to be issues. Here comes some Grenadiers. They're going to fall back here. Don't know where they were falling back from. Probably they got flushed by these riflemen here. And let's think about this from the American player's point of view, like, because he knows, like, Andre is stacking what can only be described as, like, tons, like actual tons of fuel. That is a lot of fuel. Man, he's got more fuel than Enron. So anyway, he's going to be, like, having his pick of whatever units he wants, and I feel like he's only going to deploy them when he feels like he actually has to. Grenadiers here are going to get a nice dodge on the grenade. Whoa, they do need to fall back though. The fire from these guys is no joke, and 2 Grenadiers just going to get out of here. So careful you have to be with these 4-man, very fragile Wehrmacht squads. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, the American player has seen no real fuel investments. I mean, he's seen like 1 mechanized assault group, that's 30 fuel, and he knows what commander it is. So he knows that the Tiger is coming, he knows that we're close to that point in the game where the Tiger is coming, so the American player has to get some AT shizzled together and in a hurry. So to that end, he's got 1 M1 anti-tank gun, and he's gonna need more though. He needs like a Sherman or something. He doesn't even have major tech though. Does he have major tech? No. So no Sherman going to be forthcoming. The Easy 8 cannot be built without the Major. Not these days. It's not just a straight call-in anymore. It's like the T-34-85. So Kanji stands to be in a really awkward position here when a Tiger comes. Like, I'm going to have to... I don't want to count him out just yet. I mean, he's got Zooks on a captain and an M1AT gun, but that does not a Tiger beat. So... yeah, I'm a little concerned right now for Kanji, gotta be honest. Oh, the Pack Howitzer gets a sweet opening shot onto this MG42. Fullback has got to come down. This guy's going to desperately try and pack it up. Whoa! Pack it up, pack it up. Now run, Hans, run! But even then, he's got to weather a lot of fire. This should be a dead machine gun. Yeah, there we go. He's just going to get nailed straight away. And there goes an MG42. That could be looted by the American forces here. They've got to be careful if they do loot it. There we go. Remember, if the American forces loot, they actually lose more models than average, so it's like a really big deal for the American players to actually loot stuff. Like, they've got to think very carefully before they do. Anyway, we've got a massive infantry skirmish here. All the squads of Grenadiers and Riflemen hooning on each other here. LMG-42s have finished on most of these squads, and there's even a Flamer on one of these squads of Grenadiers. So they're no slouches, but Riflemen are absolute beasts, and there's quite a few BARs in this composition, so he's got to have to be really careful. Now, you hear that? That's the sound of a big cat. And we've got a Tiger tank on the field. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's safe to say that this game is going to get underway now, because Andre TC has got his big cat into play, and there is no way for Kanji to deal with it right now. I mean, he's got an M1AT gun set up in a nice position. Is the captain in the hood? Captain's all the way back at base right now, so that M1AT gun is it right now. Pintle mount upgrade, actually not forthcoming. Andre flat out of munitions right now, so that's not going to be an option for him. And is he going to get the first hit onto the M1AT gun? He is. It's a miss, though. So he's going to try and overrun, go around it here. These riflemen can break the engine, though, so he has to be really careful. This is being super aggressive for this first Tiger. I guess he can almost afford to buy another straight away. Oh, man, without the Pintle mount MG42, this Tiger is actually not doing a lot of work against this AT gun. The AT gun is going to turn. Andre needs to start getting this Tiger moving now. He's still not moving. This is so dangerous. He must be microing all this infantry, which is, like, totally a valid thing to be doing right now. Grenadiers in jeopardy here. Riflemen as well. Picks up a squad of Riflemen on the fullback here. These Flamers with the Burninator applying their deadly trade against the American weapon teams here, and the Tiger running rings literally around this M1, and it's all falling apart a little bit here for the American player. He needs more anti-tank, and he just doesn't have any. He needs tanks of his own, or at least like 2 of these M1AT guns. This is not enough, and Andre TC takes a convincing fight out here in mid. In fact, whoa, he stands to loot these Grenadiers. He's microing the Tiger right now, but he needs to fall back this 3-star unit of Grenadiers with LMG-42. I love the way this hero is just sitting wounded among the corpses of his comrades, just blazing away with his LMG-42. But he is fine. Andre, please, for the love of God, you're giving me a heart attack. Pull that one back. There we go. There we go. Sorry, as an ex-Vermac player, it stresses me greatly to see such a valuable unit hung out to dry like that. Andre going to take care of business, you know, and get him out of there. But man, what a take! What a take for Andre. He can grab a Pack Howitzer if he wants. He can grab an M1 if he wants. He doesn't though. I don't know, man. I think he should probably grab the Pack. That's a pretty sweet unit to have. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna. Is he? What is he doing? Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. Because here come the Americans. The American force now considerably depleted, but guess what? The Major is on the field now, so that means he's going to be able to purchase those spicy Easy 8 tanks. And Easy 8's not a perfect match for a... man, the engine sounds so strained on that Tiger. Please just park it and repair it. That's breaking my ears. But yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, so Kanji's going to choose this moment to GG out. He knows when he's beat, and yeah, he's going to leave in defeat. Wow, good game there from Andre TC. Very nice play. There was a moment when it was in jeopardy there. That Stuart nearly got out of hand, and I was a little concerned for him. But in the end, he was able to get a fast Tiger tank. That Tiger, like, punching on out at, like, the 19, 20-minute mark. That's spicy stuff. And he had so much fuel as well. He was just waiting on CPs. If he lost the Tiger, he could have just called in a second. So no wonder he played it so aggressively against that AT gun. For Kanji, it was just, you know, he couldn't get major tech until so late. The field control from Andre had been perfect. No fuel, really. For Kanji, and that means this major was so late, which means that he never really got to see the Easy 8, and that was his undoing, really. The Flamers, well, I mean, they did okay. He was kind of he lost the rear echelons, which you never plan to do, and to be fair, the rear echelons did some flaming before they kindly donated that M2 flamethrower to the German forces, but I don't know. I just feel like this commander, he didn't really get any value out of it, and he did lock it in preemptively as well, so probably a mistake there for Kanji. I mean, sometimes you just go into a game and you know what you're going to use. That's the plan. You just come in and you see what you can get done with that commander, and you know you want to be setting the pace of play and dictating how the game flows. But it is generally and widely accepted to be better to, you know, delay your commander pick until you literally want to use one of the abilities provided by that commander immediately, and then you know, make the pick. So I think locking in Rifleman, I mean, this commander basically didn't change, you didn't have any impact on this game, really. I don't think. I mean, I could be misspeaking, I might have missed something off screen, but I didn't see anything, so... whereas for Andre TC, yeah, picking this commander was sweet. He was able to get early Panzer Grenadiers without his Leichter Mechanized Company, which was, you know, that was able to force the Stuart back, and did buy him some time, even though he was unlucky enough to lose it. And then, you know, he had the option of the Stuggy, a nice safety net in case things got really out of hand, and was able to get the quick Tiger, which you know, closed the game. So undoubtedly, this commander here, Mechanized Assault, doing a lot of work here for Andre. Always a pleasure to watch him play, and I look forward to catching more of his games in the live games lobby, and possibly even in the ESL Cup. So it would be really cool. I don't think I've ever cast him in an ESL Cup, but that would be sweet. So yes, for now, this will be Magpie 842 signing out, but of course, stay tuned for more coming soon.